Imagine, for a moment, the sheer gravity of making what is likely the single largest financial decision of your life, and doing it right here in the ever-shifting sands of the Reno and Lake Tahoe real estate market. The stakes? Well, they are absolutely monumental. So today, we're diving straight into this explainer on the meticulous craft of securing your financial future. We're going to explore the art of home lending and really unpack the specific strategic mortgage approaches of Art Loera. All right, let's jump right in.
At the very core of Art's entire approach is one seriously pointed question. What is the absolute best path to close this loan? Now, this isn't just some rhetorical question he tosses around. It's the defining philosophy of his practice. You know how this industry is often plagued by these cold, automated rejections? Well, Art completely flips that script, positioning himself as a seasoned mentor. His main goal? Finding creative solutions exactly where other people just see closed doors. He doesn't want to just, process your file and move on. He wants to chart a definitive, highly successful course for every single first-time buyer or refinancing family that walks through his door.
And that philosophy is rooted in a really distinct personal perspective. Look at this quote. "These are not transactions to me. They are life moments." I mean, wow, that instantly elevates his role, right? He goes from being a standard mortgage broker to a deeply invested, family-driven member of the community. When he sits down across from a young couple buying their first home in Reno, or maybe a veteran looking to secure some land, he genuinely sees the humanity behind all that paperwork. He completely understands that a mortgage isn't just debt, it's the literal foundation of a family's future.
This kind of mindset creates a massive contrast in how things actually get done. On one side of the ring, you have your rigid, traditional, standard loan processing, that one-size-fits-all, check-the-box approach. But on the other side, you have Art's bespoke, strategic transaction management. Instead of just pushing some prepackaged loan program onto you just to get the file off his desk, his strategy is to expertly match you to the precise program that fits your specific life situation. So it's custom-tailored strategy versus assembly line processing, a real game changer.
Backing up all the strategic management is a very solid number, 25. Art has been navigating the wild world of finance since 1992, dedicating himself exclusively to mortgage lending since 1999, and he uses this brilliant analogy to explain his depth of knowledge. He says he knows the northern Nevada and California markets the exact same way a master contractor knows the load-bearing beams of a building. He knows every single wall, every hidden crack, because, hey, he successfully navigated 2 recessions, a global pandemic, and some seriously wild fluctuations in interest rates.
And if you're wondering about proof, it's right there in the data. 312. That is the number of verified 5-star reviews he's accumulated across platforms like Birdeye, Experience.com, and Google. But here's what's absolutely crucial to understand. These are not just slick marketing blurbs. These represent over 300 real-world instances where a family's financial strategy was successfully executed. That's over 300 times a commitment was made to a family, and exactly what was promised was actually delivered.
His operational reach is honestly just as impressive as his track record, 48. As a branch manager at PRMG, his network spans 48 states plus Washington, D.C. This massive geographical footprint means client files move with the kind of speed, agility, and efficiency that you really can only get from a 25-year nationwide network. So whether you're just moving down the street in Reno or relocating entirely across the country, the infrastructure is already set up and waiting for you. Now, to understand exactly how he manages to close loans that others simply drop the ball on, we really need to look at the specialized tools in his belt. Let's demystify 2 heavy hitters in his mortgage arsenal: non-QM, which is a non-qualified mortgage, and DSCR, which stands for Debt Service Coverage Ratio. These are highly flexible, strategic solutions. Say you're a self-employed entrepreneur or a real estate investor. Your traditional W-2 tax returns probably don't tell your whole financial story, right? Well, these innovative tools help qualified borrowers bypass those old-school hurdles so you can actually build equity and wealth instead of just throwing money away on rent. Beyond those specialized tools, he commands a huge array of broader options. We're talking FHA, VA, conventional, jumbo, and some highly specific down payment assistance programs. This massive variety essentially means there's a specialized strategy ready to go for literally every single type of buyer. From our veterans looking to finally own the land they defended, all the way to young families trying to scrape together that down payment for their first home in Reno, there is a specialized path already mapped out.
So let's break down exactly how that buyer's journey works in real life. It's a very structured 3-step approach. Step 1, listen and assess your unique needs. Step 2, match those needs with the perfect specialized PRMG program. And step 3, form a lifelong financial partnership.
Art knows better than anyone that what worked perfectly to secure a home back in 2005 is absolutely not what's going to win in 2025. Constant process refinement and honestly, just genuine listening are non-negotiable if you want to succeed in today's housing market.
That second step, matching you with the right program, relies heavily on the PRMG direct lending advantage. Because PRMG is a direct lender to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and Ginnie Mae, and, by the way, ranks as a top 100 mortgage bank in the country, they carry these unique overlays and approval pathways that you just won't find elsewhere. Essentially, it means cutting out the middleman. By going directly to the source, clients get much faster decisions and significantly fewer roadblocks than they'd ever face at a standard retail bank or a small local shop.
Holding all of this complex strategy together is a really solid foundation made up of 4 pillars: dedication, communication, determination, and trust. And these are methodically applied to every single file that comes across his disk. Notice communication and trust right there in the mix. Art is well known for delivering the unfiltered truth. Even when the reality of your financial situation is, well, incredibly hard to hear, he is not going to sugarcoat it. Why? Because absolute transparency is literally the only genuine way to build actual trust.
And that transparency extends seamlessly across cultural and linguistic lines. Hablamos español genuinamente. We speak Spanish genuinely. Now, this isn't just some convenient service feature checked off on a corporate profile. It's his authentic heritage. He provides full bilingual service to guarantee that absolutely no critical translation gaps happen. In real estate, a simple misunderstanding can cost you thousands of dollars, right? Art makes sure his Spanish-speaking clients have total, unwavering clarity.
Su préstamo merece la misma atención que cualquier otro. Y así lo trato.
Your loan deserves the same attention as any other, and that is exactly how I treat it. This direct quote really reinforces a profound cultural dedication. It means Spanish-speaking families get their strategy sessions, their critical financial disclosures, and all those complex conversations delivered in their native language directly from him, not through some third-party translator, and definitely not via a generic automated form letter.
Now, when it comes to the tools you need to get started, one word keeps coming up over and over: free. Free guides, free calculators, free programs, free important numbers. Art's core belief is that mortgage decisions simply must be deeply educated and totally transparent. There are absolutely no closed doors here, no hidden sign-up catches, no sneaky fees to access this critical educational information. The whole shebang is designed to empower you completely, long before you ever sign a single document. And when the pressure is really on, the impact of this approach is crystal clear. Take this feedback from Michael and Andrea, real refinance clients out in South Lake Tahoe. They said, after 25 years, he is still answering texts at 9 p.m. That is who you want when your closing date is on the line. I mean, when hundreds of thousands of dollars and your family's actual living situation are hanging in the balance, a standard 9-to-5, clock-out early mentality just doesn't cut it.
So how do you actually reach him when you really need him? My mobile, my email, real timelines, real responses. When you call Art Loera, you are not getting thrown into some frustrating call center abyss or a maze of automated voicemails. You speak directly to Art. It's total, unprecedented accessibility in an industry that, let's be honest, usually tries its hardest to put a massive wall between the consumer and the actual decision maker.
For those of you ready to explore your options, the contact avenues are totally straightforward. His direct cell is 775-404-0006. You can email him at art@renotahoemortgages.com or just visit the office right there on South McCarran Boulevard in Reno. And the promise he makes to every single prospective buyer or refinancing family is simple. That first conversation is always free, it's always honest, and it is never, ever a high-pressure sales pitch. It's just a strategy session to get you on the right track.
So, that brings us to the big question. Are you ready to meet your partner for life? When you are navigating the sheer complexities of the Reno and Tahoe housing markets, whether you're a first-time buyer or you're looking to secure a really strategic refinance, you don't just need a transactional loan processor. You need a lifelong financial mentor who's going to safeguard your family's equity for decades to come. So are you ready to stop processing and start strategizing? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.